Hashtag T2P. Come and take a sip of the thought with me. Good morning, good morning, good morning, and peace and blessings to you. It's a great day. It's a blessed day. It's a Monday.
Yeah.
And if you don't know anything else on this Monday, you know what? You are blessed. How about that?
How about that?
How about that one? Yes,
How
indeed.
about it? Monday is Sunday.
Yes, it's Monday. Good morning to you. How are you this morning?
Yes. Monday's meeting in the family room.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. It's the meeting in the family room. And Shanita, you want to tell them about the meeting in the family room? Why do we, why do we need a meeting in the family room?
Well, we need the meeting in the family room for the reasons that they had meetings in the family rooms back in the day. See, we don't do enough of that.
Okay.
Today. We just kind of, talk behind each other's backs, or, when things arise in the family, we just kind of hush on them. But see, Grandma, back in the day, whenever there was a real problem, Grandma said, okay, come on, baby, let's take this to the family room. Let's go take it to the family room, and we're going to get all this squared away, and we're going to talk it out, and we're going to be family again.
Is that how Grandma would talk?
I think so. Unless you want my British grandmother.
Oh my God!
Then I can
crumpet. Let me stop.
The Nigerian grandmother, you know that there are things that you are supposed to be doing.
Oh my! Oh my! You know what? You just reach back to the ancestors. That's all. That's how you do it. Look. That's how you do that.
And look, I'll be 20 different people up in here. I'm telling you.
How about that? You already on number 5.
I keep it hot and spicy and spontaneous around here now.
Okay, you better do it hot and spicy and spontaneous.
Get spicy.
HSS. Look, HSS. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Meeting in the Family Room Mondays here on the Thought to Ponder. We're coming to you this morning, and our topic this morning is one that we have talked about before, but it seems that we always have to make sure that we come back around to it because it is something that we hold dear. Your pain has purpose. Not that we hold the pain dear, but we hold the fact that your pain does have purpose.
Absolutely.
And so what we want to do this morning, we want to talk about the ins, the outs, the ups, the downs. Like, does your pain truly have purpose? Do you believe your pain has purpose? And then maybe we can give you a couple of examples of what we mean by pain has purpose, or maybe just some way to look at it differently than what you're looking at it now, right?
Absolutely.
So we're going to do that today. Shanita is going to get all into it and get philosophical and probably change voices and stuff like she did earlier and do all that good stuff. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, like, share, heart, do all of that good stuff, and get us out there. Thank you all for joining us this morning. And so, as we do every morning, whenever we come on to your screen, your phone, your laptop, your TV, whatever. I know I'm stretching. I'm everywhere.
Everywhere. Yeah, because you be having like 50 things plugged in at one time. Oh, wait a minute. Is it time yet?
No, not yet. Not yet.
I'll grab anything to make a beat.
Not yet, Shanita. Not yet. Calm down. I'm trying to calm down. All right, ladies and gentlemen, look, it is Monday morning. It is the start of a new week. We are here. We are good. We are blessed. What I want you to do is take a moment and to acknowledge that your breath is important. Take a moment and breathe. What I want you to do is go with us and take. You all right over there?
Oh yeah, I just got a few little things I got.
Like, what's happening? All right, so
my AD elemental P kicks in. and I can't focus. I just
it's gonna be one of those Mondays. It's gonna be one of All right, ladies and gentlemen. So what I want you to do is come with me here and acknowledge that your breath is important. Take a moment and breathe. Take a moment and recenter yourself. Yesterday is gone. Today is a new day. Let's go ahead and center ourselves and get this breath going and acknowledge that we are living. Acknowledge that our neurons and our cells are alive this morning. And today is another day to do something right that you weren't able to do yesterday. You didn't do on yesterday. So let's go with it. You know, we take the 3 breaths in the morning. The first one, I'm going to count it out. The second one I won't count, but the third one, when we release it, we're going to make some noise. Y'all with me? All ready? Okay. All right. On the count of 3, I want you to take a deep breath. 1, 2, 3. Deep breath in. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we believe that if you take these breaths, that you can recenter yourself, you can reevaluate, you can change the actual chemistry in the air, you can change your environment, you can change the good to bad. Excuse me, that's backwards. Bad to good.
Yeah, right. Let's change the good to bad.
I was gone for a second. Let's change the good to bad.
I think it's good.
There you have the facts of life. The facts of life. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
You know, I'll be ready to do my thing.
Yeah,
okay, let's take our second breath tight because
Monday, though.
Morning, cousin. All right. Got me double dutching over here.
I know. I'm waiting to get in myself.
You're so childish.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry, y'all. We're a little crunk this morning.
Right.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and get the second breath in this morning. And what I want you to do, I'm not going to count it out this morning on the second breath, but I will go through the hand motions as I normally do. And I just want you to acknowledge whatever it is that's causing you problems, issues, concerns, and take it in. And then I want you to blow it out, right? On the count of 3, deep breath in. 1, 2, 3. And out. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you should feel a little warm and fuzzy. You should feel a little nice tingling. There should be no heartache. There should be no pain. Even though we're talking about pain today, it shouldn't be no pain. And you shouldn't be choking or nothing like that, all right? All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going on to the third breath. Now, on this third breath, this is the important breath to us because what we want to do is acknowledge whatever that issue, problem, concern is, or just acknowledge that you are living, right? But we want you to make some noise. Make some noise because we're acknowledging that we know what it is. We see it. We've called it what it is. And then we're going to let it go. All right. On the count of 3, I'll take the deep breath in. 1, 2, 3. Deep breath in. And
yes, a chair is a chair, even when there's no one sitting there. I'm trying to get you crunk this morning, because we know
a house is not a home. When I climb the stairs and turn the key, oh, baby, please be there. Oh, okay, my bad. I had turned the key and wasn't nobody there.
I done felt that pain before.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we done got these breaths in. Shanita not gonna sit here and play with me this morning. She is playing with me this morning.
Come on, we crunk this morning.
Playing with me this morning. Why you playing with me this morning, Shanita?
Hey, you hear it?
I hear it. I hear it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, y'all know this is the part where we like to get you up. We like to wake you up. We like to make sure that you know that you are in the building and you are here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is our time for the groove. Are you ready?
Oh, am I?
Hold on.
Come on. Hey. Hey, catch the beat. Come on.
I'm trying.
Watch this. Come on. In the
meeting in the family room. I said a meeting in the family room.
There you go. Ooh. Hey, meeting in the family room with yours truly, Titan.
Yes.
Keep together.
Yes.
Party out. Come on.
Okay.
Oh.
T2P, check us out. Good morning, Ebony. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for tuning in. Good morning, everyone. Y'all know we are acting up this morning. We are doing it. We was on beat. We was off beat. We was in between the beat. We was doing what we was doing. That's what we was doing.
One thing about it though, Titan know how to catch that beat though.
What?
Titan gonna catch the beat.
Oh, I'm gonna catch it. I'm gonna catch
the beat.
Look. I might have to stand still for 1 or 2 seconds, but I'm gonna catch that beat though.
You're gonna catch that beat. You sipping your cup. Catch the beat.
I'm gonna say, turn the beat around.
Hey.
Turn it upside down. Hear your passion. Love to hear it. Got to hear it. All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right, y'all. We're gonna stop.
You climbing early this morning. That's enough.
Look. We're gonna stop. We're gonna bring it down. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for tuning in. We appreciate you. We love you for the support. Heart, like, share, do all of that good stuff, ladies and gentlemen, and get us out there. So this morning we're talking about pain. Your pain has purpose.
Yes.
So what we want to open it up. And Shanita, tell us what we're talking about. Tell us why our pain has purpose.
Okay, so I believe that I don't think that I'm the only person in this world that has ever gone through a process in life that was probably very painful, only to come out on the other end to say, you know what? I went through all this for this part. Wow, it's like, you know what? I went through all of this. Everything that I thought that was supposed to tear me down was somehow the thing that helped to catapult me or to build some things inside of me, be it whether character or to change some things about me as well. Maybe it's, things that I may have been doing in my past that I deem to be okay, But then once I went through this very painful experience or process, I don't care if it's family, business, romantic relationships, your children. It's like there are some moments in time where you go through painful experiences only to find that they were somehow there to benefit you.
Right,
You
right.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I agree that I think that we all learn. I think that we all are what do you call it? We all are learners by mistakes, or learners by trauma or tragedy or pain, right? Nine
Right.
times out of 10, if you do something and it doesn't work out well, you learn from it because, well, you're supposed to learn that that's not what you're supposed to do. You shouldn't be doing this or you shouldn't be doing that. And
Right.
throughout my life, I've learned that sometimes we mask our pain as just being something dirty, nasty, ugly, because that's what we think it is. But the reality of it is, our pain has purpose. If you didn't go through anything, right? Like you just said, Shanita, you went through some stuff. If you didn't go through nothing at all, you could not sit here and talk about your pain having purpose because you didn't go through it, right? You didn't experience it. In order for you to know that pain has purpose, you had to experience that pain, work through the pain, or still be working on the pain, and acknowledge the fact that your pain has purpose. I did not want to acknowledge the fact that the very thing that hurt me, the very thing that almost took me out of here, was my purpose. Does that does it blows my mind?
I was gonna say that about you too, Titan.
Huh?
I was gonna say that. Who better to talk about having a painful experience and I'm gonna say God, because that's the belief system, turning that whole thing around, you know, and utilizing that whole situation as a platform for you to help other people.
Right. And a lot of times, you know, and I'm gonna be honest, let's be truthful here. Didn't nobody want to do that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't want to do that. I thought that this was something that was bad. I thought it was something, again, that it was painful, it was hurtful, and I didn't want anybody to know. I wanted to crawl up in my own corner, right? And just stay where I was and not do anything with it, right? Not say anything about it, not do any of that. But the one thing that I've learned is that we go throughout this life and we're not living, right? In order for me to truly live and to truly love and to truly be, I have to go through some pain.
Absolutely.
I gotta go through the bad. And people say, well, it seems like you are glorifying the pain or the bad. No, there's light, there's dark, there's good, there's bad, right?
There
There's
has to be
yin,
balance.
right. You know what I'm saying? There has to be some type of balance, because I guarantee you, if you are going through life, and ladies and gentlemen, y'all tell me if I'm wrong, y'all chime in, put it down in the comments. If you have been through your life, right, and you have had nothing bad happen to you, I want you to give me some heart, some thumbs up. I want you to give me all of that, right? Well, this is kind of going to be a 2-4. And then if you have had some things go on, I want you to give me some hearts, some likes. But ladies and gentlemen, tell us in the comments where you've been and how your pain has manifested into something that actually took you to the next level. Whenever there's struggle, right, there's survival, right? Whenever there's it's kind of like disaster, right? It's kind of like a storm. The storm comes in, right, and the storm ravages everything, right? But what comes after the storm? There's peace, right? There's life. Things are renewed. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong. Even though we go through these things, these storms, if you would, and it tears us apart, it also builds us up and makes us stronger, so that we can deal with something or anything that comes to us like that again. So on my end, I always thought that this thing was horrible and bad. And here it is now. I'm sitting here today doing what I'm doing because of this pain, this trauma, this bad thing.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely. Yeah. And it's a blessing at the end of the day. I think that what I don't want people to kind of confuse and with us, talking about like pain having purpose, because oftentimes we don't move on situations and we don't do things because we become so accustomed to allowing pain to be the thing that catapults us to the next level, that we break from painful experiences. Now, to that person, because I've been there, I always have been that person that said, you know what? If this happened, I know that it was almost like an addiction for me. I'll be honest with you. It's like I'm waiting on the next terrible thing to happen, because that seems to be that thing that always pushes me to the next level. And so I'm currently going to a space in my life where it's like, you know what, Shanita, you don't have to become accustomed to going through painful experiences just to come out smelling like roses on the other side. Sometimes they say, here's a quote that says like, a smart man learns from their mistakes. A wise man learns from the mistakes of others. And so some things I'm like, you know what? I don't want to become accustomed to going through these painful experiences only just to simply know that there's always going to be something good that comes out on the other side. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Sometimes I just want to go through a process that's not as painful, but just go through a process of having understanding and acting on those thoughts immediately. Right. So let's say, for instance, a bad relationship, or, you see signs in a bad relationship. Well, I don't want to have to go through the bullshit. Can I say that? You know what?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Have at it.
Because I keep forgetting that we're not on.
Yeah, I know. So, so on the podcast, we good. Look, I had to clear my throat. No, we good. We good. Come on.
Sorry about that, Sensei.
No, tell us about it.
Yeah, and so I'm like, do I really have to go through the bull crap of this relationship just to figure something out on the end? Do you get what I'm saying? Right. Or like people will say, oh, in relationships, you're going to have all these problems. Right. I think after you've gotten to your 10th relationship, that you shouldn't have all these problems.
Exactly. And then not only that, I'm going to read the comment that Kat has. Kat says, comments about my weight from family and all my childhood helped me create Alpha Pi Zeta Sorority Inc. plus size advocacy sorority. Kudos to you, Kat. I know Kat. I've been knowing Kat for some time. Kat is actually going to be on the show. Kat is actually going to be on the show later on. Come in and talk about the things that she's doing out in the community and in her life. But so it kills me that sometimes you have to have that type of pain, right? In order to do something. But maybe, just maybe, and this may be like Shanita said, I don't think that we're married to it. I don't think we're trying to glorify it, right? But I do believe that in order for, like in Kat's example, in order for her to have something like a plus size advocacy sorority, right? Something had to happen, right? And we hate the bullying. We don't like the bullying. We don't like the cyber bullying. We don't like all of these things. But something had to happen for it to be in place. Shanita said one time on the show when we were on the radio, she said there had to be a wreck, right, in order for a stoplight to go up, right? There had to be a stop sign in order for you, like something had to happen. Mothers Against Drunk Drivers. Something had to happen in order.
They had to lose their child. Absolutely.
Yeah. Something had to happen. It's always a cause effect. It's always a cause, and then there's the effect. So with Kat, I know that Kat is doing her thing right now. photographer. She's, has a sorority, all of this stuff that she's doing.
That is so awesome.
But her road was not easy, right? And I can speak because we're old friends in that aspect, but her road was not easy. But look at what the actual pain, the trauma, the turmoil produced. And again, ladies and gentlemen, we're not saying that if you're getting, chucked, that you need to stay and have the pain. That's not what we're saying. We're saying that you are taking this pain because you acknowledge what this pain is or what it represents.
What you've already gone through.
Exactly. And then what you're doing is you're taking it and you're turning around for your good. That's what you're doing. By acknowledging it, that's what you're doing. Okay, look.
That's it.
There's no way. There's no way for you to sit in it and reap the benefits of it. You got to go through it, right? You got to go through something in order to get something. Be a cook in the kitchen, a
lady in the street. You can't show your teeth to every guy in the It's all right to be a little sweet, but be a mama with the kids and you know what in the sheets. No pain, no pain, no gain. Hey, no pain.
No pain. No pain.
There was an old lady sitting under a tree. She called me
over and she said to me,
"Oh, wait a minute.
Left here may not be long, so I wouldn't waste my time telling you nothing wrong. You see, love is a sun in the rain, a little bit of pleasure, a whole lot of pain.
If you learn the secret, how to forgive longer and a better life you will live. No pain, no pain, no gain."
Oh.
You, baby. That's for you, Kat. So to Kat, kudos to you, Kat, for what you're doing. Especially in a society where plus size has still not gotten the acknowledgement, especially for women, you know what I mean? The acknowledgement that it needs. Yeah. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Because it's always deemed as unhealthy, unattractive, and so on and so forth. But with time and with research, we're finding that some people's body types are just their body type.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? And they need to be celebrated.
Right.
Some people, just because I'm here at this point in my life, you know what I mean? Or I'm a plus size woman, it doesn't mean that I'm not beautiful. It doesn't mean that I'm not bad. It doesn't mean that I shouldn't get the same benefits as smaller. We do that all the time. It's either going to be light against the darks,
right?
Plus size against the size 7s and 6s. Man, I've been on both sides of the spectrum. I've been a plus size woman, you know, and I will tell you this, in the beginning, I can say growing up very small, having eating disorders and all sorts of stuff. You try to maintain that. You get what I'm saying? Because you don't want to, you get what I'm saying? You don't want to gain the weight. You don't want to do this or that. So I know what's out there, what it really looks like to the other side of the spectrum. Do you get what I'm saying? Right. And so in gaining all of the weight myself and going from shopping in like Express into going to different places like Ashley Stewart's and, you know, stuff like that, there was a big transition for me. Do you get what I'm saying? But I didn't even celebrate myself then. It wasn't until I had to accept who I was at that moment to say, you know what, this is just where I am. I love where I am. You know, I stopped buying because I used to go buy clothes that was too small. I was like, I ain't going in that damn store and buying that. My own insecurities, killing myself softly. You know what I mean? Killing myself softly. But I did. I gained, I was at 227. And I didn't know how to celebrate me. I did not know how to celebrate me. So to Kat, for you to come up with something like that through your own painful experience of being teased and bullied and so on and so forth,
Exactly.
that's all I'm gonna say.
I think that we always want to equate something with being weak or not being able to do, right. It's funny, and I'm gonna say this, Kat. I can't. Mine is not the same as yours, but growing up, I was always told I'm a mama's boy, I'm a sissy, I'm this, I'm that, right? And I just thought that I was normal. I thought that I was just like everybody else, you know. And I don't know if Kat, if this is your experience as well, but I didn't know I had a problem, quote unquote, until they told me I had a problem. Like, I didn't know that I was different until they told me I was different. I didn't know. I just knew I didn't vibe the same way that everybody else vibed. And like Shanita said, everybody has different types, you know, body types. And so, or everybody has different, you are made unique, right? There may be a doppelganger somewhere in this world that looks just like you, but they are not you, right? They are not you. And so, what I want to say is that, actually, to say it, kudos to you for doing that. You know, pressure makes diamonds. You know what I mean? So with that being said, there was a lot of pressure. Now, I'm gonna be honest right now. I'm gonna be transparent. Did I wish that shit had never happened? Yes. I wish that I had never went through it, but then I have to think about it. If I hadn't had that pain, I couldn't talk to people. I couldn't be able to be on the Thought to Ponder or go places and tell my story and have people truly believe me, because I wouldn't have experienced it, right? It's kind of a double-edged sword. Like, I'm sitting here talking about it right now and just thinking, like, that was some effed up shit. Like, that was some stuff that I went through that I wouldn't wish on nobody. But then I think about it as I sit in these places and spaces with people that have been through similar things, and I can say, oh, you know what? Yeah, you know, that happened to me before, so forth and so on. So to Kat and other people out there, I'm not saying that you have to, like, right now jump up and run, you know what I'm saying, and do. But you need to be able to acknowledge what this pain is, right? Because ultimately this pain has purpose. And whether you acknowledge it in the form of I see you, or whether you acknowledge it in the form of I'm not going to do that no more, or whether you acknowledge it in the form of I got to put these hands on you, however it is that you acknowledge it, you know what I'm saying? You know, you got to be okay. You got to be able to do. You got to be able to do. So Shanita, tell us one time where you thought that your pain was going to take you out, and ultimately it pretty much lifted you up and brought.
I'm going to say 2019 was my year. I'm going to say from October 2018 up until October of 2019.
Okay.
I went through, yes, within the year. But there was something about that 19. But hell, you were in my living room when I was talking to people about my damn money. You gonna give me my give me my
Wait.
Give me my ish.
Wait.
So
I'll never forget that.
Just tell them that part, cuz, so they'll know I don't play.
So Shanita and I was getting ready to do a meeting in the family room, right? And so there had been a discrepancy at the bank, right? That's all I'm gonna say to that part. There had been a discrepancy at the bank. Shanita commits to contact the bank. She can wait. Baby, Shanita said, I don't know what you think you doing, but you gonna give me my look. If you don't give me my money, that's gonna be some problems. I bet you that. I bet you gonna give me my money. And I was sitting over there like
this. Look, but after the call, you looked at me, you said, I used to work at the bank. You ain't gonna get your money doing it like that. I'm like, they gonna do something. Because at this point, I would come up there to that bank. I don't know your name on this line, and I know you ain't got nothing to do with nothing. But right now, I done shut my whole daycare down. Money is funny, change is strange, and I need
Baby, that Shanita said. That Shanita said. Then it was so funny. It was like a moment of clarity. Shanita said, "So, cousin, I'm not gonna get the money back." Okay, not like that, Shanita, because I'm telling you now, I used to be over customer service. And if you called in and did us like that, we were on the horn to everybody in customer service.
Really?
That's
just wrong.
Look, putting them notes in.
Right?
Yeah, go ahead.
So in 2019, I had gone through a very painful experience in my life. I'm gonna say about around April. I found out some things or whatever. And I think that the most painful part of the absolute experience is that it was a mirror effect for me. Do you get what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like there were things that I had done in my life because I was on this journey. Oh, you know what I mean? I had shut my daycare down. I was like, you know what? I'm shutting my daycare down. I'm going to pursue my trainings because that's literally where my heart was. Right. You know, I felt that being inside of my daycare, it was in my home that I wasn't being fulfilled.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Things were overwhelming. And I said, you know what I have in me is far too big for where I am at this moment. I need to get out and I need to go and help other people. I need to start training some of these teachers on classroom management. I need to start doing this. So I shut it down. And I'm thinking that I was just going to go through this smooth little process because I'm the classroom management diva, aka get your ish together.
Yes.
Am I lying?
You ain't lying.
I ain't lying. So here I am. I go through this painful experience. I've shut down my daycare. My money is out of there. Okay. My transmission went out in my truck. Okay. I was still paying the note on it because I didn't want it to ruin my credit. I think anything that could have happened, I was having marital issues, big time. Identity crisis, because I was here thinking that I was this person. Oh, I'm just spreading all this love and I'm so loving and I'm a butterfly and I've gone through this phase of the chrysalis and the cocoon and now I'm blossoming and I'm all fluttery and look at me, I'm sweet. I told everybody about my molestation and I'm helping women now and I'm doing all these things, but there was a monster. You know? And I think me and my husband both had that experience. So he was dealing with his monster and I was dealing with mine, in addition to all the other stuff that was going on.
Right.
And so, man, overweight at the time, health issues, ended up in the hospital. God, dealing with a bad business deal that I had. It's like I ain't gonna lie, it was like everything hit me at one time.
Right.
And so I just remember one night lying in the bed and I was sobbing uncontrollably. I'm like, God, I'm so tired. I'm exhausted from it all. You know what I mean? Like I can't. Oh, and Lord, my son forgot about that part. Yeah. I'm sitting here and I'm sobbing uncontrollably. And I'm like, God, I just can't do no more. I was tired of being the strong one.
Right.
I was so tired of being the strong one, you know, and then you're the person that's giving all of the advice, but where were the people to give it to you? And then, I mean, I called you one time. I had to pull over on the side of the road. You were like, pull over, because I'm like, you know, there were times that I would drive and I would end up places and didn't know how I got there. That's how bad my mom was at the time. So anyway, I began to experience these heart palpitations at the time and I lost my breath. I thought it was over for me.
Right.
Wow. I'm about to die. So this is how I'm gonna go out, huh? So I was like, I'm feeling myself going out.
Mm-hmm.
Prayed at that time. I was like, God, just let me live.
Right.
Take care of myself. And from that moment, I started eating right, exercising, meditating,
Mm-hmm.
praying, accepting what was in my life, even though I was still going through some things,
Right.
eliminating some situations. Do you get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And everything that was thrown at me at the time, okay, including my insecurities, because I think that was one of the biggest things, is allowing people to prey on my insecurities,
Right.
not realizing what a narcissist was. I never knew what a narcissist was. So I'm going through all of that, and each time I'm like, okay, God, I started examining myself. I'm like, you know what? Okay, you're going through this right now. And I got the book Seed of the Soul and The Crushing, 2 books that helped me. Once I read that book was telling me to focus on my insecurities, basically, and my emotions.
Right.
And that's that thing. But had I not gone through those painful experiences, or had I not gone through those experiences of not knowing that I had these emotions for whatever the reason was, then I couldn't pinpoint them if they weren't there.
Yeah.
So that's what happened. Lost the weight, started my business back up. Just everything happened. In the end, everything came out to be so beautiful.
Right.
After having that experience.
Yeah, I think sometimes we don't acknowledge how powerful just acknowledgement is, right? Because we have been bred or born and raised to push it to the side, push it under the rug, put it in the closet and lock it away and throw away the key, that we don't acknowledge that pain is present. You know what I'm saying? Because think about anything that you've done in your life that was painful to you. You tried to hide it and say that you were more, stronger than that, because that pain made you weak, and so forth and so on. And I remember the conversations that we had about various things. And sometimes when we're in the thick of it, we can't see it until it literally knocks us down and takes the breath out of us. And then at that point, we're like, okay, wait a minute, God, this is it? Like, this is how I'm leaving out of here? I haven't done things that I wanted to do. I haven't done half the things that I've set up. But what it brings to light, Shanita, is that, and this is to everybody, but what it brings to light is that really what your purpose is, right? Like, is that really what you were put on this earth to do? Is just to take pain. There has to be a break somewhere. And 9 times out of 10 is because we have put the blinders on and we don't want to acknowledge what that pain is, because we've been hurt. And it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? We've been hurt.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what? It's another thing too, though, cousin. Titan, when you go through a painful experience, and you oftentimes you think that it's kind of like over.
Yeah.
Because you begin to examine things that you didn't examine before when you were going through the painful experience. And it's like going through a scaffold. You know how they build the scaffolds downtown when they're making the buildings and stuff like that. So there's a scaffold that follows those buildings as they go. And so you're building layer upon layer upon layer. And then, because each time that you have an experience, sometimes you're not going to get what you need out of that experience right away.
Right.
Sometimes it could be later on down the line.
Right.
Especially. Absolutely. Yeah. Especially in a relationship, because you can be asking God to give you this relationship, and God is showing you all of the things that are going wrong in this thing. You get what I'm saying? And then you go right them only to realize that, wait a minute, I saw this before.
Yep. Red flag.
Red flag. Wait a minute. When I was going through what I was going through, I saw this with you, but I didn't pay attention to it because you want what you want.
Right.
I think I experienced that with the father of my kids and just other relationships. Just like, wait a minute, you've been doing this.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Kat said she was told to put the big girl drawers on and stop whining. That builds up and hurts us more. Just voice your pain, deal with it, and free ourselves. So I'm gonna say this, and people always say
Thank you, Kat, for that.
Yeah. People always say all the time that you always taking it back to slavery. You're always taking it back to our history. But our history, it's in our blood. What we have been bred upon, those of us that were born in the 70s and 80s, the 70s, late 70s and 80s, we are coming off of, if you really think about it, right? Most of our grandparents had been through some type of slavery, right? Some type of bondage, some type of you better suck it up and drive on, some type of you better stop crying before I give you something to cry for, some type of I'm going to beat you with a stanchion cord and hangers and all of this kind of stuff, like, because that's what's been bred. And I'm not saying that our grandparents are ultimately bad or spiritually evil, but that's what they were taught. That's how they were brought up.
And it's the sweeping under the rug society.
Exactly. And so it's coming off of because we're here talking now in this decade about the Me Too movement and Black Lives Matter and protect our girls or bring back our girls and stuff like that. We're doing all of this stuff now, but look at systematically how it's been a part of our lives. Trauma and pain has been a huge part of our lives, even like you would say, Shanita, even in the womb. Even in the womb,
absolutely.
Our parents were going through things. You are a spiritual being. You are a being of frequency and vibes, and those things stay with you. Sometimes, they used to ask these little kids. I saw a special once, and the little boy was just terrible, right? He was just bad, and they just kept saying, well, I don't know why he's so bad. He's just this and that. And I said to myself, I said that baby has something on him. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And not that he's ultimately evil in that aspect, but that bad juju, that demonic spirit that has attached to this baby, because now this baby can't do nothing but destroy. Can't do anything, but there's some trauma, there's some pain there
absolutely
that they're not acknowledging. And so when I sit back and I think about, somebody asked me the other day, Shanita, why do you do what you do? If you've already went through it, if you've already been through your pain, if you've already healed from it, quote unquote, Titan, mm-hmm. Why are you always talking about your HIV status? And I said, here's the thing with that. Here's the thing. Good morning, cousin. Good morning, Paula. Good morning to you. Here's the thing with that. My pain had purpose. Some people would like to think that I got this by being promiscuous. I was out there doing this, doing that. My story is not that. My story is not that. However, I do acknowledge what that brings to mind. But what I want people to understand is the reason why I mention it, the reason why I talk about it, the reason why my pain, right, is on the forefront, right? Because it is my purpose. I didn't know back then that it was my purpose because it was my pain. Does that make sense? Like, go ahead.
Tell them how long you have been having it before you were even able to come out and talk about it. So for the person that said, why do you always talk about it? How long have I had this in and didn't say anything?
Yes. And so, and that's the point. 13 to 14 years.
Wow.
So this is something that I know to be true. And this is for anybody out there. And I don't know who it's for, whoever this is right there. It's for you, but it's for me as well. I was carrying this around so long that it started to manifest itself physically, right? I was carrying it around for so long. Mentally, I was blocked. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to do it. I couldn't get up. I couldn't do this. And then I was good. I was good, Shanita. I'm smart. You know, I'm on it, but I didn't have consistency because I would start something, right? And then it would stop. I would go towards something and it would go. And I would always saying, oh, well, this is just what it is, bada, bada, bada. But the reality of it is that my pain had manifested into something much bigger than I could ever imagine. And it wouldn't allow me to live. I don't even, you know what I'm saying? It wouldn't allow me to live. I was out here doing, but like you said, I wasn't there. Like I was there, but I wasn't there. Like we could
Right.
sit side by side and she'd be like, well, Titan, you okay? I'm good. But I'm not in the moment. You know what I'm saying? I
Right.
wasn't living my life. I wasn't doing. Go ahead.
I remember one time you told me, we were talking on the phone, because I think that what happens, that people believe that once you free yourself, that you're free mentally.
Right.
Freeing yourself is not just having that conversation. You get
Right.
what I'm saying? It's a process, because I remember at some point that we had talked on the phone and you were like, I just feel and I'm
Yeah.
like, well, what's going on? And it's like, I came out and I did all this. I don't know if this is the right thing to do. I
Right.
just, I just gave my whole life in front of the world.
Right.
I was at my most vulnerable, and I gave all this to the world, because people truly believe that once, for a painful experience like that, and not only that, then you're being able to express that, you were a gay male,
Right.
and nobody, you had never acknowledged that. So now my whole life
Mm-hmm.
in one day has been put on Front Street.
Right. Right.
So for the person that asked the question,
Mm-hmm.
gotta know the history.
Right. 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 The thing that I think sometimes people get is that what I'm doing today is a product of what I did years ago. You
Come
understand
on.
what I'm saying? Like again, you reap what you sow. Like if you put things out there, you don't normally be brought to task or be brought in or taken to jail for something that you just did right now. Normally
Right.
there's a process. Normally somebody has to report it. Normally you going on about your business. Just watch the first 48, right? Just watch the first 48. It's sort of the same thing, right? You did something and then something happened and then they come looking for you like that. So what I'm saying is, I know I was being a little funny, but what I'm saying is I did not understand what my pain was and how it was to be my purpose. So I'm gonna say this because this is what my mantra has been since I started this, and most definitely the end of 2019 coming into 2020 is that what my purpose is, right, is to be me. That's
Hmm.
it. That's it. All that pain led me to my purpose, which was me. Like this is so weird because everything that everybody said was wrong with me, bad with me, or that I shouldn't have done, or you're at fault for, all turned out to be who I was supposed to be. I could not
Absolutely.
stand in front of younger individuals who are HIV positive, going through. I can't stand in front of people that have been raped or molested and things like that and tell them my story or tell them what I went through if I didn't go through it. Now, again, I don't wish it on nobody. I'm not saying that you should have, but I did not understand how my pain was so intertwined with my purpose, because I do believe that if I'd have never went through anything, I would not be sitting here today talking with you, talking with everybody, doing the things that I do, being on panels and expressing my story. Once I expressed it, and Shanita was right, I was petrified. I
Yeah.
didn't say anything, scared, because I had been taught for so long that I was bad, that even being a gay black man was horrible, was nasty. You will never be. These are things that I heard, right? When I let go of my holding on to my HIV status. When I said, okay, I'm going to do that, my friends that were closest to me didn't even know. You understand what I'm saying? Like they didn't even know. They knew I was going through something, but they didn't know what it was. And when I told them, almost everybody cried because they were like, why you didn't tell me? Like, we're friends and stuff. And I said, you have to understand where I was. I had been told for so long that I was bad and I was nasty and I was vile, that I was diseased, I was this, I was that
so
I
it's
didn't
almost like you're deserving of it.
Exactly. That right there. Like I didn't deserve to live. I wasn't going to heaven. God don't like this. God don't like you because of you, what you're doing. And so with all of that, like Kat said, all of that being told to you at a young age.
Been there.
So what do you do? But what do you do? Shut up and stop whining. That's what you do. You be a man, you be a woman about it. You don't complain, you don't do all of that. But there is a fault in that. There is a bad I'm gonna say omen in that, because what happens is when you don't acknowledge this pain, when you don't get this pain out, it's like cancer. It will fester and it will spread, and it will spread from your mental to your physical to your spiritual to your emotional. You look at somebody that has been out there and did something in society that you deem that's not right, and you'll see that their pain has never been acknowledged. They have had something happen to them over time that they have been suppressing. Because Shanita, tell our people how I was sitting on your living room floor the day I told you about my HIV status. Like literally, I thought, well, I'll let you tell them and then I'll say what
I'm gonna say you were there but not there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That wasn't easy. That wasn't an easy thing. For you. And all I could do, I just remember it was bittersweet because I knew two things. I knew that we had talked before, and I was like, you got to be yourself. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I didn't see you. I don't care how many thoughts or ponders, whatever. It was like there was something that was more.
Right.
So it was like bittersweet, but then at the same time, watching you go through the process of even having to come out and acknowledge it. It was painful in the beginning, but I could see the sigh in the end.
Right.
Almost like, yeah, I did it. You know, pain and all, I did it.
Right.
So now what's next? Do you get what I'm saying? Right. But I'm gonna say this, what you probably didn't realize. To me, I saw bravery though. Excuse me, my nose keeps itching. I ain't on that stuff though. But not knocking nobody else, because I pray for anybody that's on that stuff. Not trying to, it's a hard thing to go through. So, let me stop. I'm gonna stop right there because I gotta be careful with that. But I saw strength. I saw everything. And I think I had even told you at that moment that life was probably going to change for you.
You did. And I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't believe you. I didn't believe anybody, because I was like, this is crazy. And so the reason why I said that is because everything that I did after that, me and Shanita had kind of talked about sitting on her living room floor. Like it's weird that we even started up the meeting in the family room Mondays, right? Or the meeting in the family room, because of the conversations we were having, right? We were going through. And I remember sitting down with Shanita and talking about my molestation. And Shanita was like, oh my God, I want to applaud you for that and applaud for what you were doing. But that was the first time that I had ever said anything about what it was. But I remember being at Kelly's with Ian, and Ian basically saying that that okay, yes, let's go, let's get it. Because I was saying that I literally have to like let this go. So he gave me a platform to do that. So, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let my co-host get out of here this morning, and you'll have me for the rest of the couple of minutes that we're on. She has
Yeah.
to go, but we want to thank her for being on, and we appreciate you, ladies and gentlemen. We're here on Mondays at 8 a.m. for the Thought to Ponder, a meeting in the family room. All right, lady, take care. Do what you gotta do. I will holler at you later.
Bye, y'all.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So, with that being said, I was basically saying that there is a lot sometimes that we don't do, right, or we don't know. Um, let me say this. Let me say this. You your pain is your purpose, right? Your pain has purpose. Sometimes we go throughout our lives going through so much, going through all these things, and we don't necessarily understand what they are for. We don't get. But what I do want to say is this, that you are much stronger than anybody has ever told you. You are much stronger than you know. You're prettier, you're beautiful. You deserve to be here. You are loved. And sometimes our pain is just our pain. But in order for us to get to where we need to be, we got to be able to move past it. Now, I can't tell you how fast to move past it. I can't tell you exactly when to move past it. But you got to be able to acknowledge the pain first in order to even start to move, period. You are here for a reason. I truly believe that. I don't believe that you were born for any other reason in order other than to be blessed and to be a blessing. So you are here for a reason. Sometimes circumstance happens, sometimes things happen, sometimes pain comes in our lives. But what we have to be alert about is that pain can fester, pain can spread like cancer, and it can take us out of here. So protect yourself, love yourself, know that you deserve to be here, know that you are God's child. If that's what you believe, you are God's child. You deserve to be here. But your pain does have purpose. All of the pain that I've been through in my life, and I'm not sure that I'm not going to go through any more pain in my life, but I'm able to acknowledge pain. I'm able to acknowledge the bull crap. I'm able to acknowledge liars. I'm able to acknowledge those things because I've acknowledged the fact that pain has played a part of my life for a very long time. What we were talking about earlier was that stood up and spoke out about my HIV status. And I got such an overwhelming amount of support and love and all of that. I did get my naysayers as well. But this is what I want to tell anybody that's out there that's dealing with something, and especially those out there that's dealing with HIV. You are not diseased. You are not nasty. You are not something other. You are not a demon. You are not anything other than a child of God. You deserve to be blessed. You deserve to be there. And the reason for that person that asked the question, the reason why I speak on my HIV status all the time, because it's not just a one-sided story. It's not just a one piece. It's a whole thing that's been made up. I've been holding on to these things for so long that it literally has sickened me, right? I've been holding on to it for so long that it really gave me headaches. It made me not want to get up. I wanted to sleep. I wanted to do. So this is what I'm saying. My story is my story. Your story is your story. But the releasing of your story, the telling of your story, the understanding of your story to yourself is what's important. I don't care what anybody else has to say, but you have to be there for yourself. Understand that this pain is not going to go away. It's not going to subside. It's going to constantly be in your face until you acknowledge it, until you actually say, this is what it is. So I want to thank you all for tuning in today. I appreciate you. I love you for that. But your pain does have purpose. Your purpose is to be who you are, wholeheartedly, unapologetically, as transparently as you can be who you are. But that pain will stop you from being the person that God made you. That pain will stop you from being the love, the light. That pain will stop you because we don't want to acknowledge it. We're married to it. Look at it. They will tell you, like we said earlier, they will tell you to stop crying before I give you something to cry for. Stop whining. You know what I'm saying? Before I beat your behind. Stop. Like we are married to that pain. That pain is interconnected with us. But in order for you to move forward, you got to acknowledge it. Now, what time you're going to acknowledge it, I can't say that for you. But I can say for me, I was going through this pain and still in this pain until the day I acknowledged it. Did it get, all of a sudden, did it go away? No. It got easier for me to acknowledge it. It got easier for me to speak on it. It got easier for me to identify the issues and the problems I had with myself stemming from that pain. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been my Thought to Ponder, a Meeting in the Family Room Mondays. And ladies and gentlemen, what I want you to do is I want you to love yourself. I want you to make sure that you are there for yourself. I want you to be present in the moment for you. I want you to understand that you are blessed. There was no other reason. I'm going to say it again. There was no other reason you were put on this earth other than to be blessed and to be a blessing. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been our Meeting in the Family Room Mondays. Love you. Love you. Thank you for tuning in. Like, share, do all of that good stuff. And meet us back here on next Monday for another Meeting in the Family Room. Your pain has purpose. Your pain is your purpose, but you do not have to go through pain every day, all around, all year after year after year. You don't have to do that because you got the power to acknowledge what that pain is and how you deal with that pain. Peace and blessings. Hashtag T2P, come and take a sip of the thought with me.